Hey folks, we are watching the weather over the valley. We're also watching the tropics. Today it's been quiet over the valley and probably will be tonight, tomorrow, and most of Sunday. It's next week where the big question marks begin to show up because of not one but two tropical systems. The one of most immediate concern is number 14. And you look at this, you say, well, where is it? Kind of hard to find. It's not a very organized system out there at all. But if we go a little bit closer, they had a plane in there today and they said, okay, our center is right about here. All the clouds are up here, north of it. So it's a system that's just working slowly but surely to become a more substantial system. Right now, 255 miles southeast of Cozumel with winds of 35 miles per hour. The water's warm. There's no shear. Everything out here points toward the system becoming better organized. And the Hurricane Center takes it up to a tropical storm by the time we get to 2 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, 1 o'clock our time, tonight, early tomorrow. Tropical storm warnings in effect for the northeast tip of the Yucatan Peninsula. And by tomorrow afternoon, 50 mile per hour winds, says the Hurricane Center. And again, this is important. We talked about this at 5. The center point is mostly over water instead of being down here. If it was down here, we'd see the thing weaken dramatically. But because it's mostly staying over water, then it just continues to strengthen. By Sunday, it's up to a strong tropical storm. Monday as well. And finally, by Tuesday, we see probably a Category 1 hurricane sometime Monday into Tuesday. And then notice it weakens again because it gets into the northwest Gulf. There's some 30 to 40 mile an hour shear, strong southwesterly winds aloft. They'll try to tear it apart a little bit, and it likely will weaken. But also notice down here at the bottom of this how close this cone of uncertainty is to the valley. It just kind of clips the valley, and the forecasts keep it up in this window. But keep in mind the influence. If it's up here, we'll feel the influence of it in the form of some rainfall. If it's farther to the north, on the north edge of the window, probably not much at all. If it's on the south edge of the window, well, we know what happens when that's the case. Now, right now, the probabilities of tropical storm force winds, if you step out, you can see at the coast, here's Tuesday at 6 p.m., less than 10% and less than that for most of the valley. This is one model. This is the GFS model. Next half hour, we'll show you the European. And these are different than all the hurricane models. We've actually got models that do nothing but track hurricanes. But look what this does. Brings this system, 14, off to the northwest. We're dry for Saturday, probably for Sunday as well. As it goes to the northwest, it doesn't get any better organized. It just kind of hangs out down here and moves into the western Gulf. Well, at the same time, here comes Laura on the other side of the Gulf of Mexico. And then this word shows up, the Fujiwara effect. That can mean a lot of things. We've never seen this in the Gulf as far as I know. It's the way these two systems interact. They can dance around each other. One can come in and go around the other one, or they can merge. Any of those things can happen. Typically, this happens out in the Pacific Ocean. This is like trying to dance in a closet. Pacific Ocean is like trying to dance on a dance floor at a ballroom. You don't have a whole lot of space to work with. So we don't think we're going to see a serious Fujiwara effect here. But again, the GFS brings us just a little rain event and takes the big storm, which is Laura, up into the northern Gulf Coast sometime in the middle part of next week. That's one model. The hurricane models, the ones that just focus on hurricanes, don't do that. And we'll show you all the models in the next half hour. In the meantime, take a look. Down here is Laura, also not very impressive. You can start to see some banding here this last few minutes. Laura right now, up to 45 mile per hour winds, taking off to the west, likely staying a tropical storm for a while, but eventually it gets into the eastern Gulf of Mexico. That as we get into next week, and by then we could have two tropical storms, two hurricanes in the northern Gulf. We've never had two hurricanes in the Gulf as far as records go back. We've never seen that happen, at least through 1900. We've had a tropical storm and a hurricane. We've had two tropical storms, but never two hurricanes. So let's see if that works out next week. For tonight then, mostly clear, 76, a warm and humid night. Tomorrow back up to 98, plenty of sunshine. It's a hot day, and I think Sunday, just the slight chance for a shower. I think the better chance comes in when we get to Monday and Tuesday, and that will depend on the movement of TD number 14, which will probably be Marco and perhaps even Laura. And then we get into the end of next week and things dry out again, just a stray shower maybe by Thursday and Friday. That's your updated First Warn 5 AccuWeather forecast.